Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cat's Cottage. Nice hot cup of coffee this morning. It has rained last night. Cats and dogs. My utilities went out. As you can see, they came back on, but that woke me up. So I've kind of got broken sleep from it going on and off. And oh gosh, the way it sounded, I thought I was going to be washed away. But it's stopped a little bit now, kind of slowed up. But yesterday, it did rain, but I had, in between the rain, I had a chance to do something. I want to show you, I got my lights up in my greenhouse. I'm going to walk over here, and I'm going to show y'all through the cubby peek holes I got here to look. Okay, I'm going to switch you around. Okay, here we go. Uh, let's see if we can see up this way. I'm going to keep raising you up. There it is, look. Yeah, got my lights on. Yeah, those are some I bought for $1. Yeah, yep, got my lights on. I've got a few things in there. I put a little bell pepper plant in there, a hot pepper plant, and a little rosemary plant, and I got my um, mother-in-law's tongue in there. Flip it back. Here we go. Now, it is a little chilly. It's a little chilly out here. Just trying to enjoy it before it gets too cold, you know. When it gets real cold, I shut this place down. I cover things up. I put things in, plastic bags, trash bags, big old trash bags. I put everything. And I close the door, put a chair in front of the door, and don't go back out here. My daughter and her family like to come out here. And I try to keep it open until, after probably their last visit, either Thanksgiving or Christmas. And they like it out here because it's, my house is small and they're a big family. And of course, I will say my space up here has shrunk some because of all the junk I got up here. But that's me. I've decided to love junk in my older age. And I'm sorry, I just have to admit it. I like all the junk. I looked at some of my pictures through the years of my house. Empty, empty. I thought, is that my house? Is that my inside? Is that the way I live? Just as bare as can be? Not even hardly a picture on the wall. Hear the birds? That's a good sign after a heavy rain. I like to say that they're telling me it's going to stop raining, and to bring that bird seed on out. Still working. I love it. Still a working. I'll keep it right here. And I got a heater at my feet. A heater at my feet. As long as it's blowing on me, it works. Yeah, I made a quick kitchen sound last night. Supper was late, so I went ahead and made a kitchen sound with it, and it turned out so good. That eggplant was so good. And there's so many ways to cook eggplant. Oh, and you can use it like a substitute for meat. Why don't y'all let me know which is your favorite way to cook eggplant? And That one I got yesterday. Now, my husband's been bringing some eggplants in here. He's been getting off the discount shelf, and they are horrible. They're just old mush. Like they say, we'd have fed those to the hogs. But anyway, he brought me one, just one now, yesterday. I said, you get me an eggplant. Sometimes he starts rubbing nickels together, you know. So he brought me one eggplant, but boy, was it nice. It was a big one. And I sliced it up kind of thin and put some egg on it and some flour and put it right into that skillet. Oh my gosh. You know, my mama used to soak that eggplant. You got to soak the eggplant because it's bitter, you know, and you got to soak it all day. She'd take it and lay out a wet towel, and she'd lay them all lined up like soldiers on the wet towel, you know, and I'm looking, and then she'd get another wet towel and lay over that. Of course, these were kitchen towels. And she'd leave it hours that way till supper time. And her eggplant was good, but I found after I got on my own, you don't really need to soak it. It tastes good. I mean, she'd say, oh, it's too bitter. It's too bitter. But I found it. I liked it, you know. And I did what Mama said for years. And I thought, well, you know, as I got older, I thought, well, I don't want to soak it. How about that, Mama? And I started cooking it, you know, without soaking. It's good. You know, I thought, I don't know what she's talking about. You don't need to soak this stuff. Now, some of you might disagree with me, but I believe that my mother was, you know, she didn't like everything. You know, she didn't like everything. She never would scramble eggs. She wouldn't scramble eggs. They were always whole, cold, and runny in my school sandwich. Okay? Boy, don't get me to talking about that. But she would not scramble an egg. Now, I think all this was her. It had nothing to do that it was bad or anything. So soaking those eggplants before you ate them just must have been her, you know. But my mama was a good cook, and she fed 8 kids, and we were never really hungry. We had times, but we learned, you know. In other words, how many of you had a finger sandwich growing up? Or a sugar sandwich? Or mustard and pepper on crackers? I like that to this day. But, you know, where am I going? What did I start talking about? Y'all look. Y'all remember when I got this? Oh, I just love this peacock. I love this brooch. This is just, that's too gorgeous. I actually have it sitting propped up on display in my dressing room. I love this thing. But anyway, and then I got the ears rings are kind of shiny, so glittery. But I love this little peacock. I hope y'all can see it. Got little beads hanging for its tail. Yep, love it. Well, this is Wednesday. And I'm probably going thrift shopping. It's 25% off. And let me say something that else on that has nothing to do with that. I want to talk about, and I guess I can tell the young people, younger ones, or maybe even the older ones, sign your name like it is on your birth certificate. Sign the whole thing. Everything. Sign it like that. Don't shorten it. Don't put your nickname on there. Oh, Lordy. I have been going through a mess trying to get my name straight. And was not just my driver's license either. I have gone through one thing after another. Now I'm working on my Social Security. But I did finally I've got my driver's license. But you know what? Now everybody's complaining about my driver's license. My picture's too light. It's like they run out of ink and barely got me a picture. And they're like, why is your picture so light? It looks like it's been pasted on there or whatever. No. For whatever reason, the state of Tennessee is, I guess they're trying to save ink. I don't know. But mine is, the background is pale pink and the rest of the driver's license is pale blue. And so my picture is just so pale on there. And then I'm white-headed with pink glasses, pale pink glasses, and I've got a white face. And I'm just as faded out on there. I have to keep running it over and over. Yeah, this is me. Get closer. It's faded. It's rubbed. Get a better light. It just goes on and on. But I got that sucker. I'm having to work on I found out my Social Security. Thank goodness it's not written on my little card all crazy. But I had to get rid of that Y in my name, I had to change it over to an A. Lynette is the way I always wanted it, and it's Lanette, L-A-N. So anyway, I'm still working on getting my name straight, and I had to go through the internet to try and get my name right on Google, and that was an ordeal. And it's just one thing another. And yesterday, my daughter helped me with oh my gosh. I got where I couldn't even read the stuff. I couldn't even see the stuff. There's, all that little writing. And then to boot, I couldn't even understand if I could read it. So it was a mess. So what I'm saying is, sign your name the way it is on the birth certificate. Don't mess up. It'll catch up to you when you get older. You got all this stuff you got listed up and you forget about it. All different names. Check everything you got and see if you signed everything the right way. And see if your internet service, I know you men don't even y'all don't much have a problem with that. You might, change your name from Daniel to Dan or Jackson to Jack. No way. I mean, my husband, he has a lot of sense with that. He's written out his whole name every time he signs something. And I used to kind of tease him about it. But I realize now, man, you need to write that all out. Write it all out. Everything that you sign that's important. But anyway, I'm still working on it. And I'm not certain, but YouTube might have finally accepted my ID. I'm not certain. Just have to wait and see. But anyway, I am so thankful to have a daughter that's got some smarts about her. But anyway, where am I going with something here? I'll probably get back with y'all. I'm going to get back with y'all. If y'all want to see my sales that I go to over there at the thrift store, even though it's pouring down, I'm going to jump in between these drops, But I'll talk to y'all later. And y'all have a great day, okay? Despite the rain. Bye-bye.